Welcome to the weekly roundup with me, Chairman Rob, and it's great to be back for the start of the 2025 season. Stick around because at the end of the programme we got something for the nerds and it's a bit of a stats thing. But let's crack on.
Massive thank you to have the support of RPS Group as our main sponsor for our League and Pope Cup shirts is just amazing. Also the shout out to the SKK and Orbital Coaching that do our midweek, our youth and our ladies teams. And the Phoenix Wine Connoisseurs have met again, and that's great to see them three all together. And Rowan, please, we need you to play this season. Adam's been at the darts and we've been supporting our veterans again, and the threes, well, they've been doing their team tactics down the pub. And you can still get your reversible Phoenix bucket hats if you have a word with me. Look at that, they look amazing, don't they? And thanks Amelia for modelling them. And great friend of the Phoenix, Adil Rashid, thank you so much for getting in touch and wishing us all the best for the season. It's really appreciated. Cricket kicks off with our pre-season friendlies, starting on the 19th at home to Guildford, and that's at Frimley Green Rec. And on the Sunday, well, Grey Shot, where it all started for us about 5 years ago. And the following week, well, we've got the guys from Dogmersfield back on the Saturday, and we've got another game on the Saturday at Purbright away. And then on Sunday, the traditional last game before the season starts, we're just under a week away now, is away at Shalford, but it only works if you get your availability in, so make sure you do.
If you haven't already liked and subscribed, then please do so. It really helps the channel. Now let's have a look at last year's awards evening, which was a whole lot of fun.
Kicking off the 2024 awards night, and it was a sports shirt special, so you could wear any sports team that you chose. And we kicked off by thanking Dimmers and Derek for all the hard work that they do at the club. Alan Doyle picked up a few strays that hadn't got their medals for the ones last year. Isaac, Neil and Mark. With the batting awards, and it was Tom who picked up Sam's award for first team batsman of the year. He was coaching this evening. Two's batsman of the year, well, that could only be Samira Samaratunga. And three's batsman, well, that went to Chris O'Brien in his first season. Onto the bowlers, and Joe Warren won that for the firsts. Isaac picked up the award on his behalf with him being at uni. And the twos, well, that went to Baz after a fantastic year that he'd had. And then onto the threes, and the bowler of the year was Ryan. And the threes have done us proud this year. Chairman's award for his fantastic work this year went to Sandeep. On to the players, and the ones, that was won by Joe Warren. The twos went for Sammy, also the hero of the Community Plate final, and Chris Bryan picking up the third team Players Player award. And lastly, the Ashy.
58.69, which is below my 64.33. Just like to mention that. The absolute wall himself, Neil Duke.
Very popular choice. Joe got one for his most hilarious send-off of the season. Matty, well, he got hit for 4 fours by an ex-pupil, so he got his syrup award. Harry's, well, if you're going to wear a Viet Cong hat out to fielding, you're definitely going to get it. Harrison, well, he left his dad at Frimley Green for 10 minutes before he realised that he should have been picking him up. Alex got one for dropping 4 catches against the game against Easham's, and I got one for a case of mistaken identity.
Henry Douthwaite bowling a wide on a hat-trick ball at Elsted. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm all over the board. Yeah, exactly. So there are lots of syrup balls, obviously, that need to be handed out, but there is a one golden syrup ball, which has the largest bottle of syrup pads. And this is for in the Community Plate final. For throwing your
And just catching up on the Women's Awards evening, the player of the season was Hannah. The Phoenix Award went to Charlotte, the Coaches Award was George's, and then the Players' Player was Sarah. Well done, everybody.
Come on, you Phoenix.
Do you know your Phoenix? A stats-based quiz where this week we're looking at batting milestones and appearances. Firstly, since we started, how many 50s and how many 100s have we scored in the club? And then next, put these 4 Phoenix legends in order of appearances. And then we'll give you the answers a bit later on. Back in January, we had our AGM to decide our objectives for next season. And a big thank you and congratulations to Lucy Doyle, who now becomes a trustee for Frimley Phoenix Cricket Club. Discussions continued in the R&T, and all the information regarding the AGM will be on the Play Cricket website in the documents section for members. Now, the Ironson League had their ADM, and that was at that wonderful pavilion in Borden. Attendance was pretty good, with 27 clubs attending, but 10 decided not to attend. We were represented by our 3 captains who wouldn't miss it for the world, and also something that wasn't voted on, but a clear mandate now that clubs were not required to provide tees in the 2025 season. And Baz reckons this could be for some time soon. The first question was, does the league wish to keep time games or lose them altogether? And it was voted to keep them, but only by 1 vote. And this has been voted on a number of times, and that's probably the closest vote they've ever had. So with Div 7 being a bit of a bottleneck, it was then decided, were we going to go for 3 relegated from Div 6 and 3 up from Div 7? And great news for Frimley Phoenix as this was passed, relieving that bottleneck that's hampered us over the last couple of years. Just a massive thank you to Steve Bradley, who's done such a great job as chairman of the Ironson League his last year, and we hope to speak to him a bit later in the season. Let's see how you got on and how many 50s and centuries we've scored in all forms of cricket, and then we ask you to put these Phoenix legends in order of club appearances. That's not bad in 4 years, is it? 83 50s scored and 17 hundreds. And here are the appearances, and so close to call, so it'd have been a lucky guess if you'd have got it. With Sammy with 71, Henry with 70, Alan 69 and Ryan 67. Thank you for playing, and we'll see you next time. Now you remember this. Did you see it? Well, here it is again. Not out. Not out Black Sox. That's the call from Wally McCard from his comments to our posting. But is he really a Wally? Here's Club Cricket's opinion. Ovington Cricket Club in York, they're saying multicoloured socks are fine. The ICC refer to Law 19 of the Laws of Cricket regarding clothing, and no mention of black socks. This is what Wally's on about. Socks must be white or light grey only. From the ECB Clothing and Equipment regulations, the same as Cricket Australia's rules and regulations. I think Wally's point is that Rosie wouldn't be on the pitch in the first place, rather than not out black socks. But we can't leave it there. Where's Wally? We've got to track him down, haven't we? Let's thank him for his contribution, and we'll get a Where's Wally Phoenix hat on its way to him. But first, desperately seeking Wally. I'll be in touch.
So that's all we've got time for this week, and we're going to play you out with our awards night special. Next week, well, it's the 50th edition, and if you're hanging around for the nerd stuff afterwards, then good luck to you. So we'll see you next week, God willing. Come on, you Phoenix. Hand me that, please.
Hello.
Are you pleased with winning your circle?
I'm ecstatic. There's moments in life where you take stock and think, is anything else more important in life than an award that you'll treasure for the rest of time?
And
I'll keep the
do you like your syrup?
Well, I'll use it, and by the time I get to the end of the bottle, no doubt I'll get another. That's the same as happened at home. The syrup I had from 2 years ago is just finished, so this is very handy.
Well done, so you made it this far. Let's see how we set up for the season and let's see what our Phoenix aspirations are.
I am champion.
Do you think the standard in Div 4 will be noticeably harder this season?
What I think we'll find is there'll be an extra player who's going to be good in that team. You found that as you're going up the leagues. They'll have a better bowler, or they'll have 2 or 3 good bowlers, and then maybe a couple of batsmen. I still think we've got the quality to achieve great goals this year.
Well, that was Div 4 last year, and Bagshot, Lee and Churton Hindhead, well, they were the ones that got promoted last year. Hambledon was close as well, and they will be a handful this year, I'm sure. And then you've got Frimley and Greyswood, plus Falcombe and Headley, all within a couple of points of each other. Dogmersfield just missing the drop, and it was Pepper, Harrow and Harting Ones that ended up going down to Div 5. And the final 2 are the 2 that have come down from Div 3, Greyshot and Frensham. And I asked Al, we've got Greyshot and Frensham that are coming down from Div 3. Obviously, that's meant to be a real step up. Do you think that will be noticeable when they're back in the league?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I was looking at the leagues a couple of days ago, and I saw they'd won like 3 games over the years. So there's not too many games they've won, but they're going to be of a good standard to push us to our limit.
So that was Div 7 last year. 2 teams considered to be the best were Hazelmere and Farnham, and they both got promoted. But look how close we came there with Frimley Phoenix in 3rd place. Elsted and Shalford always have the capabilities of turning somebody over. And then Farcombe about where they are every year. Our 3's doing amazingly well, only playing 16 games, but only having to cancel 1. Headshot Lee, and then Headley that always are into developing their players. And then Frimley 4's have had some problems with a number of concessions. These are the 2 coming down from Div 6. It's Greyshot 3's and Midhurst 2's, and they're bound to be in the mix as well. And this is going to add to the challenge with Churton Hindhead's 4's, and now they're 3's, and they're in the league, as are Churton Hindhead 2's, so they're going to be decent teams, as is Thursday 2's. So it's going to be a toughie, but not impossible for Frimley Phoenix. If we can get our availability out, then there's no reason why Frimley Phoenix 2's can't be in the hunt for promotion this year. So, Div 7 next year, do we get promoted?
We need to. Needs to happen. We'll be alright. 3 go up, so yeah. I think 2 out of about 4 can go up. I think Churt are definitely up because they're a very strong side. Basically, the team that comes second in Div 4 is going to be in Div 7 this year. And it's a scrap between the rest.
Fair enough, mate. The 3's are passing the baton over this year, and well done, Nimmy. What a great job. And it's Ryan that will be the new captain for next year. And I was delighted to be able to give the first ever Phoenix cap to Ryan on our first game that we ever played. So having a chance to present the baggy maroon to him was just the icing on the cake.
Really pleased to get mine baggy maroon. Really looking forward to this season. I think we will cause some surprises this year. looking to nick some points off a few teams, big teams. Yeah, I think I'm really looking forward to it.
And lots of fun, yeah?
Lots of fun. Lots and lots of fun.
The latest news is that Thursley 2s have pulled out now of Div 7, so we'll give you an update when we can. Well, if you made it to the end, fair play to you. And let's hope we have the season that we deserve.